Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Salesforce AI Champions. So today is another series on Salesforce out of the box series, and I'll be just talking about like how we can leverage that custom permissions in Apex Trigger. So before get started, please do like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. So earlier for few tutorials on Salesforce out of the box series, like I have talked about like how we can just use these custom permissions in Salesforce in flows. Then we have talked about in this OOTB29 tutorial, we have talked about like how we can use the custom permission in validation rule. Then in 28 tutorial, we have talked about like how we can leverage custom permissions in Lightning record page to conditionally to like hide a specific component from the Lightning flexi page. Now today I'll be going to talk about like I'll be creating one Apex trigger, and I'll be using that custom permissions in that Apex trigger by utilizing the feature management class in Salesforce. So that is the out of the box class provided by Salesforce, which contains the method check permissions. We'll be going to utilize that one. So and the use case will be the same for the last I talked about in the last session, like how we can leverage the custom permission in the flow, and the scenario will be same, and but I'll be using the Apex trigger instead of flow for today's use case. And the use case will be if the user has the custom permission access, then only the user can deactivate the product. Otherwise, the product will be means active only. So let me from creating so without wasting time, we just going to create the custom permission, and following the best practice we'll be just creating a new permission set and assign our users to that permission set. So from the quick find we can just search for custom permission, and within the custom code section we can find custom permission, and I'll be just click on this new button to create a new custom permission, and I'll be just calling it configure product CP custom permission. And let me just copy this one API name. We'll be using this API name in the trigger, and I'll be just going to save. And now in the quick find again we can just search for permission set, and let me just create the new permission set, and I'll be just calling it product admin permission set PS, and I'll be just click on save. And now from the find settings we can just search for custom permission, and we can see this custom permission. I'll be just click on it, and on clicking on this edit we can just enable this configure product CP custom permission into the enabled custom permission sections. So after adding the custom permission within this permission set, we can just simply save. And now the final part is assigning the user. So I am not currently going to assign right away, since we going to see like how it will affect like whenever the user has not the permission set access. So the logic will be if the user has the custom permission or the permission set access, then only user able to deactivate the product. So before adding the user, I'll be just testing that out after creating the Apex trigger, and we are just going to utilize this Agentforce vibes to create the Apex trigger. So it will take some time to load the Agentforce vibes. So Agentforce vibes is the Salesforce latest IDE, web-based IDE, which can create Salesforce metadata, which can create a lot of tasks by just simply providing the simple prompt. I have created few tutorials on Agentforce vibes as well. I'll be adding those tutorial link in this video description, and please check them out. and the UI same looks like the VS Code, our VS Code user interface, and this is the just web IDE version. And on clicking on this Control Shift P, we can just open the palette, and in here I'll be simply search for the SFDX create Apex trigger, and I'll be just click on it, and I'll be just providing the Apex trigger name product product trigger. And after providing the name of the trigger, I can just simply click on enter and selecting the path like default triggers path in the force app, and our trigger got created. And I'll be just simply write the trigger logic here, and the trigger will be on object, which object? So product 2. So product 2 is the API name of the product object, and the and it will be on like before update. And so let me just write this for loop, and for product to object, and let me just introduce this product, and it will be affecting for all the records that are going to be updated. That is why I'm just simply using the trigger.new. And to take the old copy of the product record, we can just simply use this product to then old product to got the earlier version of the product details, and we can just simply get the product details by like trigger dot old map dot get prod dot id. So this is how we can just get the old copy of the product details. And now I will be just going to check for if the user is trying to deactivate the product or not, right? So I'll be just writing this simple comment like check if user is trying to deactivate the product, and I'll be just click on if, and if old product OLDPROD old product dot is active. So we can just use this one like is active is true, or we can just simply directly reference like is active double equals to true, or and is active is equals to false. And we are just going to, so this is old PROD means this is the earlier version of the product copy. If the product got means having had the is active is true, and after the updation, the new product that is going to be get updated, the latest is active is going to be false. Then when we are going to check if the user has the custom permission access or not, right? And let me just write the comment first. So validate custom permission, and if, so we'll be going to that class feature management class. So feature management dot check permission, we can use this one, and in here we can just simply need to mention the this product, this custom permission name configure product. So this is our created custom permission, and if the user has the access for the does not have access for this custom permission, then we are going to make the product active again, right? So it will be true. And so, and finally we can just show the error message in the UI page or in the record page, that using the add error, this add error method, and we can just simply use the suggested uh, message dialog as well, like you do not have the permission to deactivate the product, we can just simply use this one. And this is our simple trigger. And after writing the trigger, we can just simply deploy the code in our org. And the best practice is always is to use a custom level instead of hard coding this custom permission API name value, since if the custom permission or it is going to be deprecated or no longer will be used, we can just simply update our custom level. And in here it's showing some error message, and let me check what is the issue. Variable does not exist, old prod. Okay, okay. So we have declared this one. Okay, this should not be within a bracket. There is a bracket issue. Okay, now it will be all good. And let me just redeploy this one. Now our trigger code got deployed. Right now, so I have already shown like we have not added any user in the custom this part into this permission set. Now let me just check whether the our logic is working through the trigger or not. So let me just going to edit the product record, and I'll be just make it inactive, and I am just going to click it save. And now we can see that this error message is getting pop up like you do not have the permission to deactivate the product. So this error message is getting from this trigger, this add error method of the trigger. And so this is how it works, like how we can just reference the custom permission directly in the Apex trigger or in the Apex, and we can just leverage this like this way. And now I'll just going to show you, like if I just going to add uh, the user, like let me just add myself, and I'll be just add this user to this custom permission. So now our user access is given to this permission set in which the custom permission is already added. And let me just re-update the product to make it inactive. Now I'll be just going to click on save, and we can see that we are just able to make the product deactivate. So whenever the user has the access to the custom permission, then only the product can be deactivated by the user. And so today we can simply we learned about like how we can effectively use the custom permission in the Apex trigger, and I'll be covering more tutorials and scenarios use cases on Salesforce, Omni Studio, and Data Cloud topic. And I'll be just adding the trigger code in the comment section, in the pinned comment section as well. And so please stay tuned. And if you like this video, please do like, share, subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.